So the date of this video is June 29th, 2018. And we're in Blaine, Minnesota, right outside of the pretty popular Northtown Mall. And this is the Toys R Us store, the primary Toys R Us store in the location, in the area. We were conveniently there the last day that the store was open to the public. The next day, everything had to be gone and they closed the doors forever. When we first walked in to the building, we were notified that the only things that were left in the store were display models, and they were 50% off. Everything else was gone. So we decided that we were going to walk the skeleton, as we called it, of Toys R Us.
I still wanna be a Toys R Us.
This is something else? One toilet. Not for sale. Never mind. So for many people like myself, Toys R Us was kind of their childhood. And we are literally here on the very last day the doors are open. There's nothing. There's nothing left. There's Star Wars stuff. iPads. There's some iPads. This must be the old electronics section. Yeah, this is the old electronics section. I remember this. I came here and got my first ever copy of Sonic 3. And listen, they're playing Unwell over the radio. What I just said there was kind of haunting to me. The closing Toys R Us store, the last Toys R Us open to the public, was playing the song Unwell by Matchbox 20 over the intercom. Talk about an eerie feeling walking through this store. A place that used to bring so much joy. Unwell. And here's where all their Xbox games were. PlayStation.
This is so weird to look at.
My arm kind of hurts.
Right?
Oh.
I know that they're still open in other countries.
Oh yeah, they're staying open in Canada and Europe. So if you live in those countries, you'll still get to experience the magic that this place brought us when we were little kids. It's insane. So as we continue to walk around the store, we saw many things that brought back memories of our days as children. I saw old posters and dumpsters of Sonic games from 1999 that they held on to for some reason, which kind of made me happy. I saw old posters from last year's video game releases. We saw just a huge array of advertisements, of flyers, of pamphlets advertising essentially what the store offered at that given time, even Black Friday deals. And the reason I'm filming this is because when they told us that they were selling everything, they legitimately meant everything. The kiosks, the phones, the price scanners, the desks that the items are sitting on are all up for sale right now, unless marked otherwise. It's kind of crazy when you think about it, because in the mid-2000s, Toys R Us, while still fighting an uphill battle, they were surviving. It wasn't until 3 companies invested in Toys R Us that didn't have the funds that they committed to. That's when it started to fall. This part kind of got to me. Kind of felt like Toys R Us itself was saying, "I'll always love you forever." It's kind of dumb, but if you grew up in the 90s or 80s or even late 70s, and you knew of a Toys R Us, you always got that magical, exciting feeling, and you wanted to go there. You would do anything to get your parent to go there. So right now I'm walking through all the corridors, all the aisles, just scanning what's left, reminiscing on what used to be in certain sections. And it's weird to say, but even now at 25, knowing I was driving to a Toys R Us, even if it was closed, dead, whatever, I still got that magical feeling I used to have. It shows how important this place was to us.
I know, I saw the desk.
It's a feeling that I don't think any of us will really ever forget. And I know for me, it was very somber walking into this building one last time.
You said that we could have the brackets exactly 5. Exactly. I don't want that. Exactly, I am.
Don't touch me.
No, I'm not calling you my dad. I'm suing you for that shit.
What'd she say? That she could sue you?
You're fat.
Now this part I kind of found slightly ironic. We just had a customer there who wanted something from the store, one of the features. And she tried to rip it off the wall and walk out. Obviously the workers didn't let it happen, so the customer insulted the worker and the worker chased after the customer. It was just about a fight in this dying, empty Toys R Us. And the reason I left it in here is because it reminds me of all the times as a kid, even myself. If we didn't get something that we wanted at Toys R Us, we would throw a fit. We would throw a frenzy, and we would freak. We would have a tantrum. And I guess this is what happened to Toys R Us kids. We became adults, but inside, we still felt like Toys R Us was our safe place to throw tantrums.
Yep, this is the end. I used to play with that all the time.
They have all these at Barnes and Noble.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's not the same.
I know. The little kitties just sit around here and like just play with it. Like I would too. Oh look it! Oh, they have like a little mountain stuff in there.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. Oh, I almost think it works though. I almost think it works. Oh.
Too bad it's not for sale.
Right, this one's broken. These two are broken. The top one works though.
Hi, Thomas.
We have this stuff in my basement.
So we're now leaving. We've essentially seen the entire store. And what's left of it?
The entire store before I walk in.
Yeah. There's nothing. So yeah. That's the end. Yeah, have a good night. And with that, we say goodbye forever to Toys R Us.
Bye, Toys R Us. Bye, Babies R Us.
Walking away from the store, empty-handed, and with a head full of memories, I felt really sad knowing this was the last time I would ever walk into a Toys R Us store. But I'm grateful for the memories that it gave not only myself, but all of us growing up. So thank you, Toys R Us. We were Toys R Us kids. And now we're all adults. And, we grew up. But walking into that store today brought back all of the memories. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can remember at least one point in time in your life where either your parents drove by a Toys R Us and you were just praying that they would take the turn towards the store. Or you were in the store and you saw this game, this video game or this toy that you secretly didn't tell your parents that you've been wanting for so long, hoping that you could just find a reason to bring it up and maybe they'd pick it up for you. Or the occasional heartbreak of when you walk into a Toys R Us and it was for somebody else's birthday and you got nothing. Toys R Us while yes, it's a store, just like every other store in this country, in this world, it is what it is. But to us, who grew up as Toys R Us kids, knowing Jeffrey the Giraffe, knowing the slogans, knowing what the big R with the star meant, it's sad to see it go. And, you know, there's good news, because while Toys R Us is gone here, in Europe, in Canada, Toys R Us is still going. So the Toys R Us kid is not dead. But here in America, the Toys R Us generation is over. But even here, after walking into the skeleton of what used to be Toys R Us, I can assure you that the Toys R Us kid is not dead. We're just adults. Instead of going for the next action figure, we go for cleaning product. Instead of going for the next card game, we go for the best insurance card. And instead of going for the best N64, Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, Dreamcast game, we now go for, funny enough, still video games in most cases, the next Xbox, the next PlayStation, the next whatever you have it. Remember that even though the generation of Toys R Us is done, we lived it. And it sounds stupid because, again, it's a store. But to all of us who grew up with it, it was so much more. So my name is Alex Carlson, and this has been the last day of the last Toys R Us. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoy it, give it a like, share it here on Facebook. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'm pretty sure we all wished we never grew up, because then we'd still be Toys R Us kids. You have a good day.